Today we have a little special guest, Yarkis Santana.
Which is crazy because back in the day, that's not how rap was. Rappers were not like the real gangsters that were rapping were really out there fucking doing that shit. People that were selling drugs, like that was the shit that was selling. And what's crazy is that they were really doing it.
Do you have any crazy stories?
I've seen people get chopped up with a machete.
That's not funny. That's insane. That is crazy. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Otown Talk. Today we have a little special guest, just kind of come out of nowhere, just ready to talk about anything. Her name is Yarkis Santana. Woo. I know her pretty closely. I've known you for, you said 2 years, but I think we're going on 3, honestly.
Yeah, 3.
And she's actually a client of mine in my personal training business. Shout out VCF Coaching. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Otown Talk, and we're just going to hop right on into it. Want to talk about a little bit of social media stuff. Bailey's got a lot to say on that topic. Too much to say when you really think about it. So
I can't wait.
That's funny.
I'm going to let you kick that off, Bailey. What are your thoughts?
What's
on your mind, Bailey?
thinking that we should introduce Yarkis a little bit more before we get into that.
Well, Yarkis is chilling. She's with us. She's riding. She literally told me in text to just roll. Like we're just going.
All right.
Let's just roll.
I'm sure y'all will know plenty about Yarkis by the end of this podcast.
This is true. This is true. It's true.
Where do I begin?
Well, you don't use it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Yeah, I think that's the best place to start.
I'm wondering where you're. Yeah.
I wonder where your opinions are forming from.
It's funny because I originally stopped using social media when I was like 16 for a completely different reason. I was like with this guy at the time and he was like, we should delete social media together. And it's a crazy story as to why I found out later that happened.
Well, but he definitely gaslighted your ass into hating social media.
Sure. This girl had added me on Snapchat. And it was somebody he cheated on me with.
Oh my God.
And literally the next day, I don't know. I still don't know if this is certainly the reason, but I put 2 and 2 together after a long time. And I didn't know at the time that had happened. And the next day that she added me, he was like, we should delete social media. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. But no, it actually turned out to be a big blessing.
Yeah.
I really enjoy my life without it. Just going on doing these daily interactions with people.
Do you think maybe there's some disadvantages you get from not being on social media?
Yeah. It definitely at first, like the first couple of years I went without it. I did get a little bit of FOMO because I would miss out on things. Like people would send invites in like Snapchat group chats or things like that, and I would not get that. Or
no one mails anything anymore.
Or what?
No one really mails an invitation unless it's like a wedding invitation.
Yeah.
Now normally everything is like more electronic because
exactly.
It's just a quicker way to get to someone.
Exactly.
Like a text.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll get like text invitations.
Yeah,
like it'll be a photo of an invitation, and I'll get that. But
That's
you get a link.
Also, it was just like kind of hard to connect with people too, because a lot of people, like, you wouldn't have their phone number. You would just have their Instagram or their Snapchat, and that's how you would keep in touch. So I guess that kind of affected that too. But at the end of the day, I realized if you don't have my phone number, I don't have your phone number.
What about like as far as like,
anyways?
What about like outside of just social interactions? What about like just keeping up with like current events and stuff?
See,
pop culture.
I don't really feel the need to concern myself with that too much because
politics. Politics are important.
Politics is different.
But that's not a huge part of social media.
It's massive.
Right now,
my feed is covered in it.
See, everything could be politics though when you break it down like that.
And that's the thing with social media. You kind of like. It
doesn't need to be. I think there's so many things that need to be separated from politics. And at the same time, it's like you're just finding this information from God knows where. Like who?
Oh, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying you get a general idea of where the public's perception is at based on the people you know and how they interact with politics.
Right.
So you kind of get an idea of the layman's average Joe's perspective on the political climate of our world.
Right.
Well said.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, it's facts. I think that's an undervalued component of social media. The fact that you can just see how the average person looks at the world.
Right.
Because I try not to go on social media too.
Because you can watch the news. You can even watch these political commentators on the internet and like get an idea of like real politics. But where I feel like where the meat and potatoes really is at is like where the average person is in the political realm.
But why do I care about the average person's perspective on the world?
Because it gives you a perspective on why to vote or not vote a certain way. Because you see why the regular person feels the way that they feel.
So, okay.
We shouldn't vote based off other people's opinions.
Yeah,
but it does matter. No, you definitely should. The whole climate of our society is built upon the opinion of the average person. Right. We shouldn't vote based on the politician opinions. We should be voting based on each other's opinions.
Right. Because we live those day-to-day lives. We relate more.
Right. Yeah.
So what he's saying is that we're more relatable versus a politic that is not. They're going to say everything we want to hear so we can vote for them.
Exactly.
So what he's saying is that, okay, obviously I don't have, 20K followers. But if I am somewhere in there, he can see that, Yarkis is interested maybe into this side or maybe not or whatever.
And you get the why and understanding.
Get more perspective of who I am maybe as a person, not as my best friend, but who knows? I could be your neighbor.
Right.
You might not, you don't know. So that's what he's kind of saying, like just in a generalized thing.
Yeah.
And then, nowadays everybody has a phone. So someone can do the meaningless things and just pop off.
Right.
So if that person is close to this area and he's like scrolling and that person is like into this, that relates to the politics or whatever the stream might be, that's what he's kind of saying. I feel.
Right. And you you get that perspective.
See, I feel like I get that from my daily interactions though, because I have like a wide variety of people that I see on a daily basis.
That is true.
Like people from all over the world, people with completely opposing views. And like, those are the kinds of, that's information that I get, I don't need to go online to get that. Right. And I do, when it comes to
you get
voting,
a larger pool though.
When it comes to voting, I do my homework and I research, who's in the running and the things that I want to.
That's also respectable. I feel that.
But it's like with social media, that's not necessarily somebody's true opinion. That's not necessarily who they are. They're just trying to,
like a facade. A lot of people do live in facade. They don't really live their real lives.
Exactly. And half the shit that people say on there, they would never dream about saying in real life.
Like I said, earlier, like all this stuff that I be hearing, it's just what? And then when you sometimes know that person, it's whatever makes it even more comical.
Right.
It's like, really?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So that's kind of, I don't know. If I feel that if you are living it, and if you're not, just grow into living into that moment that you want to live into. Not like, you want to be positive and aim for it, but I don't feel that it should be like a big lie. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like also like a lot of it is I feel like you're also getting another side of somebody that maybe they're not comfortable portraying in real life. I don't think it's always a lie. Like
it's also like, what is it like? Fake it till you make it everywhere. It's like, where are you gonna be your true self?
There's definitely there's definitely people like lying on social media, but I think there's a lot of people that aren't comfortable acting or being a certain way in person. But that doesn't mean that they don't think certain things that they're more comfortable with, like saying online.
Right.
And I can think of multiple people I know personally that they are a certain way in person, and then you see some of their posts online and it doesn't really correlate, but that doesn't mean it's not true. It just means that they're not comfortable putting that side of them in person with you because they're not good at expressing themselves. Right. So they express themselves through their social media.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
It feels like a whole different world too, because even though somebody might not feel comfortable saying that in person, they would never say that in person. They'll have time to carefully think about what they're going to say.
That too, yeah.
Like
they can craft it.
Impulsively posting something online or crafting something online to make it seem like they're a certain way. And it just feels like a whole separate world. And I would just rather live in this world.
No, I get that. And I personally could do with a little less social media, to be honest. I'm an addict.
Yeah.
Oh, you be an addict.
You could get off Instagram Reels.
It is crazy addictive.
It is
like,
addictive.
It was not hard to like go cold turkey, but every time something comes out, like now there's YouTube Shorts, and now I'm freaking addicted to YouTube Shorts.
I'm addicted to Instagram Reels.
I do use that, but I really try not to, and I can't delete YouTube because
it's like
that's what this is for.
That's another way, like TikTok.
Yeah,
when you really think about it, because TikTok is just all those snippets into scrolls, but it's the same thing. And then now, obviously, into the YouTube, they just talk onto what's already a comment onto. It's just like, there's so many different ways to just get grabs into.
Yeah.
You're not into the IG, but you're into that YouTube.
Yeah, people get addicted to different realms. I'm addicted to IG and YouTube.
It caught me recently. I accidentally clicked that button one day, and then I was like,
that Matrix.
Here we go. Here we go.
Are you one of those? Do you like TikTok?
I feel like he's really like you're in the middle on everything, and I think that's included here. I feel like you have a pretty healthy relationship with social media.
That's what I was just about to say. I mean, honestly, I don't really go on social media a lot. I'm kind of the same as Bailey. Like I kind of like word of mouth. Nevertheless, I think it's healthy to your point, like see how kind of everybody's feeling. But to that same token, like a lot of people bullshit on the internet too. And it's kind of hard like to really tell what's true or not. So at the end of the day, you really got to do your research on what it is, especially if we're going back to the whole voting thing. Like it's really good to go and do your research as opposed to just trust what someone or a bunch of people are saying on the internet, because those people, even if they did the research, more power to them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. So and to the addiction point, that's why TikTok especially, I already know how addictive that is. I mean, TikTok. I was good about not even being on TikTok. And then as soon as I go on it, I'm just on there for
hours.
Well, to an extent, I catch myself. So like I'll go on there, like mainly I go on there if like I'm bored, like just bored as fuck, don't want to do anything. Like I'm just like, all right, screw it. I'll go on here, like a few chuckles. I mean, I go on there like for like rap and like people like freestyling and shit. But there's some funny stuff on there too. But kind of the same thing with like Instagram, Twitter. Like it's really just to kind of keep up with kind of what's going on. But like I'm not like, oh, like if I miss it, I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, I need to go on Twitter. I need to go on, like, I'm not really like, I'll check it like if I have a free second, but mainly I've been like trying to like stay busy with like doing stuff, like trying to like go outside, like it's kind of
That's another thing.
I mean, yeah, I've been going to the gym lately. I work till like 5:30. So I mean, I don't really have like that much time in the day. So like after that, like got to eat, then it's time to go to bed. So like mainly like I check Instagram like when I'm kind of like going to bed. Which is even worse because you don't want to
stay up.
Do you have to eat though?
Do I have to eat? I mean, no, honestly, sometimes I don't because I do be busy. But yeah, you know, I try and squeeze that in my busy schedule.
See, that's another thing. Not having social media, it kind of forces you to go do shit that you need to do.
Because I understand how addictive it is. So that's also like, and all it, like you said too, it's all a facade. Like a lot of this shit, like depending on what you follow, what you look at, it's all a fucking facade. That's all it is.
Well, no, it is, but that's why I was mentioning like the layman's perspective is like I wasn't saying like craft your vote based on the opinion of Joe.
Oh no, yeah, I know that. Just since we were on there,
just getting an idea of what Joe thinks of a certain situation from a different perspective of yours,
right? Because it can change your mind too. Like you might not have thought about it that way.
Yeah, like maybe they're talking about. I don't want to go into
because you might not have heard it from like someone through word of mouth, like by not going on social media. Like the reason, like since you went on social media, you now saw that. And
well, even if it is something you already know something about, maybe you just didn't like see how it could affect someone in a different lifestyle or avenue than you're in yourself.
You can get more informed using social media for sure.
Yeah. And that's why I think like you were, it sounded like you were about to hop into, it's about balance. Like I think that people should have some level of social media life to be able to get the positives that can come out of it, but you got to control that addiction part. You know, you got to control like getting sucked into it and like absorbed and also brainwashed. Because like you said, there is a lot of bullshit out there. And I think using social media more can help you decipher what is bullshit and what is not. You know, I feel like someone that isn't very good at navigating the social media space could be easier to fall into the traps of the bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like the more you get in tune with it, the more you can decipher what's bullshit, what's real. I'm not going to get into that. Never mind. But
you have to be real to yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And not be just one of those people. I don't know. Just
something we can segue into here with this topic, actually, and you're a great person to talk about this with, is how social media is affecting music.
Yeah. I mean, the music industry is definitely oversaturated, but I mean, a lot of the things that typical rappers are talking about in their songs is influence, and the stuff that they post on social media, like when they're posting like cup of lean or like pounds of weed or just, you know, any type of drug or whatever, it's almost as if like you're promoting that shit. So, I mean, these young kids are on Instagram, you know, any social media, you know, and they see that. And especially if you're an artist, even, you know, a big artist, like, you know, people like kids, you know, and even others, you know, look up to these people. So like, if they see them doing that, it not only makes them want to try it, which is bad, but like once they start doing it, then you're now the reason that they're addicted. And like, now you have to live with that conscience on your head. And like,
and I mean, like, just like look at people like Juice WRLD and stuff. He was a young rapper, and I'm sure he, being who he was, he got probably into the drugs from the rap game. You know what I mean? So like, he probably had the people he looked up to, and they were promoting that shit like crazy. So he started doing it too while he was, you know, writing his music and rapping. You know, obviously it killed him.
At the same time, we all have choices.
Yeah,
and that's very true.
Choices, you know, like you know, I came from a background of drugs, and I'm not an addict. I could be, you know, in a trap house right now if I wanted to, based on my past, and I'm not. You overcome what you want, you know, to overcome. Or yes, you're gonna be tempted, but if you know that something's gonna kill you, you still have a choice to still continue to do it or not. And then addiction is something that when someone can't acknowledge that they're going through that, but with the money that you have, obviously someone that's around you should point that out to a better, you know, yourself. Normally when they do, they ignore it as a choice. So it's not really about always, you know, what is being said, because, you know, I have my kids and I have boys.
Right.
And you don't see my son doing any of these songs.
Sipping,
he's not, you know, he's not scamming. He's not out here catching racketeering charges. It's like, you could love music. I love music.
Same.
I could dance. I mean, when I'm lit, especially, no cap,
turn it up.
I'm lit. I have those moments. We all do. But that's where also balance comes in. You know, we could drink a lot and all that, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be an alcoholic because of the song saying
But I think part of it too is a lot of people are wired differently as well. You know, like those people with addictive.
You're upcoming, you know?
Yeah,
if
how they were brought up.
Your kid, whatever you're teaching them, that's where they have a choice to do it or not, especially as when they leave your house or they feel that I graduated, I could do what I want. I feel that if you do the right thing by your child, which obviously every parent tries to do, but then you also have those that don't.
Of course.
So it just goes down to like those choices that you just decide. You could decide to be good or bad.
Right.
I think it definitely has a lot to do with your circle too. The people that you hang out with.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's why with like being in the rap game, I think it's really hard for those people to not be into drugs because there's so many
circle.
they're around it all the time, and if you're not doing it, you're probably seen as lame.
That's what I was literally just about to say. It's like the cool thing to do. Like if you're not doing it, then like
especially back in the 20 teens, bro.
Yeah.
Like I feel like nowadays people are a lot more educated on it. I mean,
people are understanding that it's not like
self-awareness.
Right.
But I remember in the 20 teens, people were dying left and right.
And that's unfortunately why, you know, it takes, you know, legends like Mac, Juice WRLD, Nipsey. Nipsey didn't die of an overdose, but you know, all those
still something to consider. That even though it was gang life, it just shows how, because like once again, that's part of rap culture too. The gang life, like, a lot
that
of
has a lot to do with it. Now back to your point though, at least kind of, I guess some people are born into that, so I mean they can't really help it.
They can always get out of it,
right? You know,
now, but I say like once again, people are wired different, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, everyone's different. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of it, but unfortunately, specifically in the rap game, rap culture, in my opinion, it is very drug induced, very drug positive, I would say. You know, you do unfortunately kind of get looked down upon if you're not rapping about it, doing it, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like the cool thing to do, but that's unfortunately the way it is, which is crazy because back in the day, back in like the 80s, the 90s, even probably, you know, 70s too, that's not how rap was. Rappers were not
you know,
like the real gangsters that were rapping were really out there fucking doing that shit, really doing it.
You know,
people that were selling drugs, like that was the shit that was selling. And what's crazy is that they were really doing it.
Yeah.
The rappers nowadays are using that because they've realized that formula is what's going to get you big. I mean, the shock value and not only the way that artists can put those words into like a rhyme scheme, but like the subject matter that it is that they're talking about, like kicking in the door, shooting down people, selling
they do experience those things,
right,
though.
right. Well,
they do go through those times.
Even if they didn't, even if they don't do it, it still is like
there are modern rappers that are still about the shit.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm just saying like
without the labels, that's what they're all big on.
Certain rappers like. I personally don't believe do that shit, but at the end of the day, I mean,
I mean, there definitely are some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. Like those ones.
But I think I honestly would say
today that still do that shit.
I would say the majority of like big like gangbang rap.
Excuse me.
Honestly, I mean, like shit. I think Drake probably does a lot of shit.
I still didn't.
He's so rich, dog, and like the things
he's rich, but
the things he's
saying there's rappers that
But the thing, I don't think he personally kills people or nothing, but I think he might run shit. I genuinely do because
he's probably like a boss.
Yeah, I think he's a boss because you hear him talk in interviews and stuff, and like he will he'll hint at like I got other shit going on.
He got good PR.
Yo Gotti, I think it was Yo Gotti, if I'm not mistaken. I saw in an interview.
I remember the Meek Mill beef.
He said that he's out the streets. Who? Oh yeah,
Drake and Meek Mill.
Yeah. He has to be. You know who Yo Gotti's with right now?
Nah. Who?
He's with Simmons. What's her name?
Simmons.
With
Oh, like a wife?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, but that's what I'm. Yeah, those. Yeah.
Once you are with that type of lifestyle, you have to let certain things go. And,
yeah. Oh, 100%. But I feel like, I mean, if you're a rapper and actually, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to come from it because I'm a suburban dude. Like I don't. Yeah. I had a different type of struggle. I wasn't. I didn't. Yeah. Like I didn't. You know what I mean? But that's why like it's kind of weird. It's obviously harder for me to talk about that. But like. At the same point, I mean, things are different back then.
Perspectives, yeah. I mean, everybody has an outside point of view.
Basically, yeah. That's what it is. It's all outside point of view.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see a lot of them get out of it. So, I mean, it's definitely something you can get out of. But I feel like a lot of people that grow up in the hood life have to like
express it,
go through the hood
of course.
You know what I mean?
Like, and that's what I'm saying. That's what helps a lot of rappers like that, like blow up. Like that helps them because they bring that shock value.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's other rappers like today that are newer that used obviously the older formula from older rappers and, things that, people in the hood do. They use that in their raps to kind of like give them exposure. I mean, or to give them material to talk about too.
I mean, to be honest with you,
I could, but I don't go through that stuff, so I don't rap about it.
When you come from that life, it's like you're just for them because they are actually. It's like you go to work from 9 to 5. When you are in that life, that's their job. So they're just basically giving you the resume,
right?
And sometimes
they are businessmen.
That's basically what it is.
That's what's crazy about it.
Basically, this is the best description that I can give you because. To do certain, logistics. Like,
if you look
at, have to add some, college words. They go through logistics. They go through analyzing. I mean,
if you look at the business model of a lot of these like cartels, like big drug organizations, it's literally a business,
strictly business. Yeah, 100%.
They got accountant in there already.
Yeah.
Throw into got science when you have to do the weight,
but they don't got to pay taxes.
You don't.
That's literally the perk. That's why, like, even like some of them are smart enough that they could run an organization as big as Amazon or Apple,
right?
But they don't got to pay taxes. Like you look at someone like Escobar, like obviously
gets you.
Isn't that the biggest industry in America?
Absolutely.
What, the drug industry? I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
But like illegal drugs, like it brings in the most revenue, but obviously
even for
definitely worldwide, if not in America, it's definitely globally.
Okay,
definitely globally. We'd have to look it up, but I would assume if not in America, definitely globally.
Gotta be,
And I'm not talking big pharma.
I mean, drugs.
Oh yeah,
I mean that's definitely up there.
Drugs,
but I think
they're kind of part of it in a way.
Well, yeah.
They really are.
No, I know that
but I would agree. I would say that like unintentionally, I guess.
No, totally intentionally, bro. Part of their business model back in like what the 80s or 90s or early 90s, early 2000s when opium was getting huge and shit. They they were pushing that shit. They had commercials for opium and shit, and then like people would like get it however they get it. And that was part of their industry. That's why they had to make so many pills, because so many of them are on the street. Now they have an excuse to make more. And now they're profiting off of the addicts out there that are selling it around, and they're making money. So they're cool with Big Pharma making money. And then it's just this fucking, it was a real thing. It was a real problem. I'm pretty sure there's even some cases open about like them being at fault and they had to pay back billions of dollars because they got caught like doing sus shit.
It says here, literally, it says 5 of the largest drug companies in the U.S. made nearly $8 billion in profit last year, a 104% increase from the previous year, which was 2021. So in 2022, non-profitable, like free money, basically, I would say, in $8 billion in profits.
Jesus.
In profit. That's crazy.
That is nuts. In profit. That's not just revenue.
Selling, man.
I'm in the wrong industry.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
but it's quick money too.
There's a lot of mules out there still trying to smuggle, you know, as a diversion into.
How was it in the Dominican? She's from the Dominican, by the way. Like I said, you're gonna learn about her.
Like what? Like drugs?
Yeah. How was
or the kind of like
a little bit of both? What was drugs and gang violence as prominent over there as it is in America?
Still, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But obviously the quality is different.
Better or worse?
It could be better.
Yeah.
Because
quality of what?
Drugs.
Like
drugs.
the drugs.
Oh, okay.
Like what it is.
Yeah, because I mean,
what about gang violence? Is gang violence as big over there as it is here?
Is way worse because we don't have call 911 and we'll be there in 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You have to wait. You might be dead by the time they get there, and they'll just pick you up.
Damn.
And you know, over there, you know how here, now you can have a gun in Florida, everybody. Over there, you can have a gun no matter what. You just have to get the permit.
That's crazy.
So
you can carry it openly?
Yeah.
Or it has to be concealed?
Openly. So, you know, you could be arguing with your neighbor one day and he could just shoot you and that's it. The cops will come.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Wow.
So if you are like in the dangerous cities, like, you know, El Capotillo, that's what it's called, La Cuarentido. That's like, obviously here it's called Pine Hills. I don't know in Florida.
We're in Pine Hills.
Well, but I mean, you know,
we're close to Pine Hills.
Yeah, there's always a good and a bad.
Oh yeah, 100%. No matter where you go, yeah.
But I'm talking about where, because over there you also lose power. Not everybody gets the fortune like to have, you know, power all day. So there's certain parts of the city that goes through like a blackout periods. Now we're more modernized to where you have like janitors and stuff, silent ones, or some that are made enough just to hold enough power for like a few hours, you know, whatever, and then you go to bed. But over there, you know, people fight with machetes. So
Jesus,
you know,
it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
you are. It's not obviously you're not gonna go to that part, but they
hopefully
do have those parts. Yeah, in Santo Domingo.
How long did you live there for?
I lived there for my whole life and to aspire together 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then obviously coming back and forth, but I was just there.
Did you live in those parts?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
My
Oh wow.
mom is from that area.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
So
you've seen some stuff.
I've seen a lot of stuff.
You've seen some
Do
shit.
you want to tell some stories?
A lot of stuff.
Do you have any crazy stories?
I've seen people get chopped up with a machete.
That's not funny. That's insane. That is great. Sorry.
Wait, like
that's
like you saw it, like with your own.
Like fighting, and people like, let's say they will break a bottle and shank you. That's it.
Jesus.
In a fight, I've seen it. They'll shank you in a fight. Don't get crazy. Because it's nuts. Like I'm defending myself. I'm gonna do whatever.
What are the defense laws like over there? Like, is self-defense just like straight? If he like hit you, you can kill him.
I mean, yeah, it's your life or mine.
Isn't I don't know if this is correct.
I mean, you'll go through a trial.
Pretty corrupt over there.
Not as it was before.
Okay.
You know, Haiti doesn't have a president, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It got overthrown, right? The government got overthrown.
He got killed. By their, you know, like people or whatever over there.
That was kind of like recent, wasn't it? Or no?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
That's what I was about to say.
They're just they're Wild West over there right now.
Really? They got no one's in power?
No one's in power. It's like
So they overthrew the government, essentially, not just killed the president.
They
at that
say
point.
that our president killed their president as a hit.
They think so?
That's, I mean, the rumor are the rumors in politics. That's what they say.
Why would
what would the motive be?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, to cause distraction in that world, to when things are happening in certain, like in Russia or China or whatever, there's just small distractions, just like you have in the business world that they cause within amongst each other,
Yeah.
like international power, So that's what people are saying, like in the culture.
Wow.
That
I've
is-
never heard that before.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Wait,
that's
why are
what
they
all
saying that
say.
though?
They say that themselves as well.
As a distraction, she was saying.
Yeah.
It's like throwing up smoke bombs.
Hunter
Right.
Biden laptop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to cover up.
Because they have to
Interesting.
then, you have the nations, they unite and they have to discuss that. It's not just something that is just overseen,
Right.
just like if you're killing too many people in Russia, you don't think countries are going to say something about it, regardless of, what they might have their opinion on, or if there's a massacre.
Mm-hmm.
That's, United Nations, that's what they're called. They have those meetings and they have to come up with a plan to help certain countries that go through disastrous moments too, like, in an earthquake, or like if they get bombed, how we send rescue, or all the countries do that.
The
And
Haiti
meetings.
earthquake. Since you brought up we all remember the Haiti earthquake,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was-
You hesitated for a second. I was like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
I had to open the file.
It's been a while, but
Bruh.
they had one real bad one, and then boom, another one.
If you think about it, like we were really young. How old were you when that happened?
I mean, I was in my 20s because I'm in my 30s now.
Okay, so what year was that? I was in 5th grade, so
I mean, we can act serious.
I think I was 11.
Like 2006.
So we didn't really. I feel like we didn't realize it because we were so young. But if you think about the amount of coverage that earthquake got, they got to be hiding something.
They had one in
Yeah.
2010, in 2011, and they had a death toll in 2010. They had one right up. They had like no luck. 3 million people in 2010 died.
Jeez.
damn.
Roughly
From the earthquake.
Holy
from the earthquake.
fuck!
Because
All right, maybe it was a justified amount of
It
media
was a
coverage
lot.
because that's
And then in
insane.
2011, they had another one. Right after that,
How big was the 2011 one? Does it say?
the 2011 one, they had
3
316,000 people.
That's
that
still
died.
huge. Jesus. Okay.
Holy
So
That's
I
like
take that
all of
back.
Orlando. That's like all of
I was
Orlando.
gonna say they might have just used that once again as like a cover up for something, but that is a lot of deaths.
That was a
Holy
lot, yeah.
shit.
Like that is
Because
That's
over
so
there,
sad.
the way that they built, how we have drywalls and stuff over there is block and cement.
yeah.
So
yeah.
if you're
Everything
sleeping and stuff like
collapses.
that, it's like detrimental. Like you die instantly.
Yeah.
Versus here, it could just be crumbles and you're just like maybe under it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like in my country, like in Colombia, we build that way because if there's a fire, it'll burn everything inside and then you can come back, and just do some touch-ups because it's concrete.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like,
Burn
it's
the
not
house down.
drywall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. That's why you need insurance in here. That's a scam too. But still.
But in a way, like you said, having the drywall does kind of save you too if an earthquake were to happen or something
Yeah,
like that.
it
Or
does.
like a tornado.
Right. Well, when a tornado, that's not a good thing.
Oh, you're right, because it wouldn't even
It'll blow
yeah.
you away. Over there, you
Just hold on, you're
hold
good.
on, yeah. And you like go into secure like closet method or something like
So
that.
I guess it really only helps in earthquakes in
In
the way we
earthquake,
got
yeah.
we got to
That's
set
pretty
up.
much it. 'Cause even in a flood, it's like, oh my God,
yeah.
you have to rebuild that whole house.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
That's crazy.
it's done.
So you've been through an earthquake?
Over there, I've been through a hurricane in my country.
Yeah. How big?
Yeah, really bad, like 5.
Yeah.
Damn.
What year do you remember?
It was
Because we might have got that too.
I don't know if you were meant to be here yet. I don't know.
That's funny.
I really have to check.
Because I'm thinking
Florida
about
gets crazy.
well,
hurricanes.
remember that year we got like 4 hurricanes back to back.
Mhm.
I think I was like 5 or 6.
Okay, so that was the one with Charlie.
Charlie, yep.
and
Charlie was a big one.
Doreen?
I don't remember all their names.
Because it goes
I just
in
remember
alphabetical
Charlie.
order. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking.
I only remember Charlie, but
Yeah, same.
they were all huge. I remember Charlie was the biggest one.
That one we had last year was crazy.
That shit, dude. That shit
That shit
fucked
was
a
pretty bad.
lot
That
of
was
shit
not that
up.
bad, guys. Come on.
Oh, my
I mean, it wasn't, but a lot of shit was
Worse.
flooded.
My
But-
roommate
Which
lost
is
his
really
car.
Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Or as they call it, Kissimmee.
No. It was
Guess
it
it's
was
funny.
over on the West Coast that got it the worst.
Yeah.
shit, right by Tampa.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, come on.
It's all Tampa.
No, it wasn't.
Sarasota.
Sarasota. Can't remember the name of the place, but they got absolutely destroyed.
West Palm, Boca.
That's East Coast.
I'm just throwing out names at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come back to me. Yeah,
New Smyrna got fucked up from the hurricane last.
That one? Yeah,
I think it was 2020.
Yeah,
I'm
New Smyrna did.
Yeah, that's what it was. 2020. When were you born?
2020.
Yeah.
Well, definitely before that.
Vince would literally be like 3 right now.
2019.
2019?
Holy shit, that was funny.
I don't think so.
Vince was just a day.
It had to be before.
I'm saying, bro, welcome to Earth, buddy.
That's why he still says shit like,
Stop. I never said it on the pod. It was never said on the pod.
We could believe
it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Oh, I just
it never happened.
The hurricanes. Anyways. Yeah, no, my roommate
it's okay. We don't need him to brief anything.
It got totaled.
I think it was 2005.
2005. Okay, so yeah, that might have been the spurt
Katrina?
we were just talking about. Yeah, I remember Katrina. Yeah, Katrina hit us too.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Oh, that must have New Orleans.
Wasn't Katrina the one that fucked up
New Orleans?
Yeah. I was going to say.
For months with no power.
Yeah.
And I was like hand washing clothes. Because you had no power. You had a handle. You had to like get water, clean water from a line.
How was school during that?
School was paused. Because everything was destroyed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was like crazy.
So I told you I had a teacher that lived in the Dominican, and he would run to school. Was that like a norm for you too? Like,
well, I wouldn't ever run, but I would walk or go on a motorcycle.
Yeah, he told us stories. I guess he was like in cross country or something. So like that was part of his practice. Baseball. Like he would practice by running to school and running back, and it was miles. I like couldn't imagine living a life like that.
I mean, you imagine running 5 miles or 10 before you got to get to school.
Yeah, like you just woke up.
I'd be in the best shape of my fucking life. I'll tell you that much.
Mr. was we should probably believe that. My Spanish teacher in college was jacked. He was ripped, I should say. You know,
that's so.
I would hope so. If he's like 10 miles each way.
Yeah, he was a stud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was probably lean too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was ripped. Yeah.
Did he practice that in college too?
I don't know what sports he did. Like aside from like running.
I mean, did he run to class?
Oh, I think he might have been back. He would have been in America at that point. Like he was born.
So no,
so probably not. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe unless he like it stuck with him. He came to America and he's like, "Hey, I've been doing this all my life. Yeah, I ain't stopping now.
Ain't broke, don't fix it."
Yeah.
No.
That's
honestly,
crazy.
over there it depends on the distance of the school. Now it's grown tremendously, but over there you have like motorcycles that are cabs. So I would just go on a bike, or if I was able to walk, I would walk with like a friend. But normally I never really walk. My mom didn't let me.
How would you say culture is over there compared to here? Like as far as like family, social culture?
Over there, I mean, I feel that like in majority of the Spanish cultures, like you definitely know your neighbor.
Yeah.
You know, you have work, and then when you're done with work, you're done with work. Like life is appreciated, I feel more. It's not like so on the go. And yeah, we love nice things, don't get me wrong, but we also just have like more awareness of like each other.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So you'd say a lot more like maybe appreciation for the neighbor.
Yeah, like my mom's neighbors, they ask for me to this day, and I haven't been around there like 6-7 years or maybe even 10. And they all ask.
They're almost like extended family in a way.
Yeah, they'll be like, you know, how's Yarkis? And my mom's like, she's good with the kids or whatever. And I don't owe them anything, but it's like that's how it becomes, you know. Or if I had a baby, you know, my mom would let them know, oh my God, she had a baby. And they'd be like, oh my God, is it okay? It's like that. You know, here you can get that, but it's
rare.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, you don't get that at all here.
I was about to say
it's like more robotic, you know.
We're so superficial over here.
Yeah.
You know, like we I feel like
they don't use a lot of social media over there.
They do, but it's not even about that. It's like, you know, I can be like, you know, just when we make eye contact, it's like good afternoon, good morning. It's just like respect automatically.
Here we
like,
avoid eye contact.
Here,
we're walking through the streets. It's like, don't look at nobody.
When I text you, what do I say?
Good afternoon, good morning, always.
Whatever time of the day is, that's how I start. And it's just, my kids are even like that. My kids weren't born there, but it's how I already brought that within. And how
it's funny how that sticked out in my head too, because you're the only person that fucking does that. like every man, no matter what, I'll just be like, I could be drunk,
and I'm still gonna greet you. It's just the way that
I'm like, what's up, Yarkis? How's the workout plan going? You're like, good afternoon.
And even in the email, it's just. And that's how it is like that. Even if they don't know you, you can go into the store, let's say a colmado, that's what they call a bodega, like in New York. And they'll just be like, good afternoon, or how are you doing? Or have a good day, whatever. It's always like happy. There's not a time that it's really like they're mad. And that's something that I can really say. Even when I've been to like Mexico, it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, we're working, but we're good. We're struggling, but we are not like broken into depression type thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I've been across in different countries where kids are working and they're still happy to work, even though they shouldn't be in that environment, or working per se, because they should be in school. But it's just a different life of perspective in life. It's not just let me work to pay the bills, shut the door, go to bed, like a robotic lifestyle that a lot of Americans are into, with a routine. Like over there, on Saturdays and Sundays, it's family time. There's no exception. Yeah, they'll post on Instagram or Snapchat, which that's all I'm on because it's 24 hours and it's gone. Yeah. By the way. But it's just like they enjoy the neighbors. If there's a birthday, they participate. Me, for example, my mom, she was a single mom. Not a single, she was married, but her life was really busy with my stepdad. And now she's single. But with my stepdad at the time, she was going to school, juggling us, and the neighbors would spot my mom. And my mom never paid them. And they would do it genuinely. They never were bad or spoke, misspoke with us. And we would sneak out and get ourselves in trouble and they wouldn't snitch us. Like we would be devious and they would still watch us. Not in a disrespectful way to them, but don't leave. And we would leave and come back type thing. Like literally. And they would feed us. Like if they made food for their family, they would save us a plate after school. It became like that, And here you don't get that. There's always they want something out of it. Like if I'm gonna do this, how much is it gonna cost?
That's so true.
How much are you gonna pay me? It's not genuine, and that I experienced over there, like for no doubt. And you don't see that here. And that's kind of how even my kids, Quincy lived over there, and Nicholas, my son, and they also saw the difference and they appreciate also life a little better because they see the difference in the extremities as well, that you can live over there with basically nothing. But I don't know. When my kids honestly get older, I want to go either back to my country or to a country like New Zealand, Alaska, something where I'm just
I want to get the hell out of America too.
Disconnected. I don't want to retire here in this rambunctious life. Yeah. Go. Like,
so what's drawing you to New York then? Because that is the other side of the spectrum. That is cutthroat. Your neighbor would kill you if it meant another $1,000 to his paycheck.
Oh, you already know. But no, my family, when you come to America from any country, New York is the city that never sleeps. And you can grind quicker. You can get here, on a Monday and have a job next Monday in New York. Here in Florida, you can't do that.
That's
you need
true.
to know English. You need to have a background. It's about who you know, not what you know. In New York, there's so many different hustles.
That's true.
And you can, when you come here, when you leave your country, you are living double lives. You're paying, some families pay bills here and still pay bills in their country. So when they come here and they're wasting time without working, their family over there is also struggling. Kids, whatever. So you come here with a motive to provide immediate, and you just get sucked into that until you bring the rest of the family or X and Y-Z, the situation maybe.
So you would say New York is like what you're using for your grind time?
Yeah, for your grind time. You get established right away. I mean, you get a job right away. You get that money right away. You start getting yourself situated, independence, because when you come here, you have to rent a room. And then from a room, you grow into a studio. And then from a studio, you just build yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're in a country, like in a state like Florida or Colorado, I don't know, just states where you require a car.
Yeah.
In New York, you can take a train.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can go hop on a bus. It's 24/7. You can walk too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dangerous if you walk everywhere, but there's so many different ways to make money that you get there. And then from there, you go to Miami or Connecticut or whatever, Massachusetts, wherever the wind blows. But you start your foundation or your base there. And then the language in a lot of states, you have to be like us, read, write it, just in a certain level to, it's not even beginning and basics anymore. You got to be almost fucking expert now to get a good job.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you come and you're 55 years old to learn a new language, I mean,
is English your first language?
It's not. It's Spanish, my first language. But I had to do both because of my parents and my grandma and my dad. My dad doesn't know English or my grandma. My grandma's been here her whole life.
Both your parents from the Dominican?
Yeah. Both of them are. My grandma's been here since I can remember, and she does not speak English. It's incredible. Like 50-something years. She's 80. She does not know English.
Wow.
I can't.
Was she like a stay-at-home mom?
She worked.
She worked?
But not like, I don't think like me. I've been working since I was like 16. It was different because she got here obviously when she was older.
30s, 40s, right?
Yeah. I think she worked maybe 10, 12 years because then she's married.
What was she doing though? I'm curious without being able to speak.
I mean, we all speak English. We go to school and stuff in and out, the daily life.
Yeah.
Something's just sick. At least reading or something. I don't know. But she doesn't read, talk, or write it. We always translate it for her or helped her. Or, and when you're from another country, you bring your child that knows English to your appointments. They do that a lot because, they don't know English. So, like, I don't know, have you ever been in that situation where your mom or like an elderly side of your family brings you to like something because you're translating? Yeah, it happened. Yeah, they just want you there as comfort. They might understand what you're saying, but they need that. Like, what are they saying?
Yeah.
Are they playing me?
Yeah.
Like, is this really true? Does it say, and we are? Like, so I don't know. It's just, it really all depends.
Yeah, definitely a different cultural vibe there. I feel like as an American, we would look at that as a total nuisance.
It's just a hustle.
Genuinely. Like, imagine your dad or even your granddad. It's like, I need you to come here with me because I can't read the language. And I need you to do that for me. Like, as an American, we'd be like, I guess.
I was playing Halo, Dad, but I
literally. I was scrolling Instagram Reels. Fuck. All right. Jeez.
We just go and miss a day of school. Happily.
Yeah, it is sad that it's, I mean, I'll say I'm guilty of it. I've been born and grew up in America my whole life, but we really are superficial as fuck. Like, it is pretty sad.
When you go to like, when you slow down, it's like so different. Like when you get to that. Yeah. Like if you go to like Peru or have you been to like any other?
I've been to Belize. I had some family from there. Yeah. I have quite a few friends like in their families are very big into the Spanish culture. Right. And it's so different.
It's just calm.
They're all so friendly and warm and welcoming. And
very family oriented.
Yeah, very family.
But everybody is their family. Right. It's not just their family.
Right. You can go to the corner store and they're your family too. It's just like, it's insane. You go to the corner store and I get offered a beard. How?
I feel like the North is a little better about it. Like I know my dad's from Philly, and like his growing up was a lot like that. I don't know how it is these days, with social media and everything. I feel like everybody's definitely became a lot more selfish. But that back in his day, he had similar stories, like being friends with like the corner store owner and stuff like that. Because it's more tight knit, everything's close together and stuff.
You still have those cities and type that, even in New York, where they do know each other because they've been there for like
generations,
right.
generations, even like families just like stay there.
Yeah, I have to move. What's the longest you ever lived somewhere?
Here?
Yeah. I've never. Yeah.
Since I was 5.
24 years.
I haven't left Florida since I was 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
same.
So would you dare to go like live in another state?
Oh, 100%.
What other state would you want to go to right now?
I want to move to Texas personally. Texas,
Colorado.
Texas. I like Texas.
Yeah, I could do Colorado, but that would be maybe. I don't think I'd live there, but like once I got that bread, maybe a vacation home in Colorado.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
My brother lives in Alaska.
Ooh, I want to go to Alaska so bad.
The way he describes it sounds awesome.
It's so awesome.
I feel like I have to live at LA at least for a little bit.
For a little bit,
yeah. Just cause
go to New York.
I mean, what's that?
You might as well try to live in New York.
Yeah, but LA's got the beach vibes and shit too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, beautiful weather too.
I love.
I'm not even like a big beach guy, but I've just been in Florida my whole life. I couldn't imagine like not being a drive away from the beach.
Yeah,
like water has to be nearby.
You know? I love the water. Yeah, it's so true.
I'd probably move to Idaho.
What's out in Idaho?
You know, Idaho.
Nah, honestly, I'd probably move. I don't fucking know. To be honest with you.
You really like Florida though. You are.
I do. Yeah, I'm full blown.
There's like so many beaches here. I love Florida too, guys.
Yeah, Florida is great. I think Florida's starting to make its way up. A lot of people.
It's been up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like in the sense of like it used to just be retirement central aside from Miami. You know what I mean? Like people, everyone in the North would grind until they had enough money to retire here.
To retire.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, literally,
and that's like what we were known for. That and Miami, and that was it. Now I feel like people are definitely like other states are starting to like give us a little more respect in our names. So like we got more party cities than just Miami.
Absolutely.
You know, and business.
We know how to get down.
Places like Tampa,
Orlando.
You can make a lot of money in Tampa.
Otown.
Absolutely.
Tampa, Miami once again. Boca.
Otown.
Otown.
Thank you.
Well, now
Orlando.
we're about to be super connected too with the Brightline train going from Orlando all the way down to
Bro, I can't wait for that.
That is gonna be cool.
It was supposed to open up in September, but you could purchase a ticket for September, but I've heard there's refunding
you can take
tickets.
a train from the airport to Miami. You can buy a ticket.
It's not open yet. It's gonna be very soon.
What do you mean?
From the Orlando airport to Miami?
Yeah.
There's a different train?
There's, what is it? The Amtrak then? That you can take
the Amtrak
from here to Miami?
I don't think, does it go to Miami?
I don't take this before.
I think they might be like developing that, but I'm pretty sure the Amtrak only goes around like
Central Florida.
Yeah.
There is definitely, I'm telling you, because I know so many people and I'm about to show you.
The Brightline train, they've been working on it for a while.
Where's it supposed to stretch from to?
The terminal, there's a special terminal for it at the Orlando airport, and it goes all the way down to I don't know where in Miami, but it makes stops in Pompano, West Palm, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, it's just the Amtrak is $39 on one way each, so you can take it from the Amtrak Silver to Miami. It's here, but that's
no way.
Oh wow!
But $39, guys.
But I think the new train you're talking about is like it's a bullet train, right? It's
quicker,
fast.
Yeah, it's 3 hours or one.
Yeah.
Did it say the time how long it would take on the Amtrak? I'm just curious to know.
I guess like 6.
Yeah.
Like 6 hours.
4 to 6.
Look at this guy.
Because you lodge in there, you train.
Yeah, true.
It's like a choo-choo chug train.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be chilling.
Well, you've seen the Amtrak, right?
Yeah, I've been in one.
You've been in it? I've never been in it, but you've seen.
I don't think I have either.
Have you seen the Amtrak though? It's like a basic ass.
in there and everything.
Really?
So I'm like,
it's probably going like 30 miles an hour.
Last time I took a train
was when
like Alpha and I went to DC. That was the last time. Like we hardly Ubered anywhere.
That could mean a lot of things, really.
That's what
subways.
You know what I'm picturing? Like there's like a conductor and they say all aboard. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
With the steam.
Coal in the back.
My mind was just like,
I was picturing like Polar Express vibes.
Thomas the Train.
That's cute. But they don't stop that often to make that many.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like click. That's like a New York train.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like a subway.
Yeah,
that's definitely
the Long Island Railroad is like that. It stops in like different cities. Like let's say I'll stop in Kissimmee. The next stop is what? I don't know. Whatever that town in Kissimmee is that's busy. Then after that is whatever I drive, and then after that, like there's a train that's like that over there, and they do that. like that Polar Express shit.
Okay.
So they'll click that shit all the time. They come around, and they'll like keep your face. They don't be forgetting.
Yo, what?
Like
I'm excited to try that.
You can't like trick them. You can't be like, oh, I was here. They be like, no, you weren't. Like they are really good about.
They have like facial recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
that sounds like some China shit. I don't know how I like that.
No, the people on the train.
The
conductors, people that work.
Oh, I thought you meant like some scan shit.
Because when I was younger,
I'm sure that's coming.
I don't want it to.
When I was younger and I sometimes didn't have enough money and I snuck on that train, they would be like, they'll let me stay, but they know that you didn't buy a ticket because they'll ask you. And you can't be like, oh, I lost it. They'll be like, well, you got to get off the next stop. They don't play. Since you mentioned the Polar Express, but for sure that's gonna be good when they do make that. No excuses. Whoever hasn't gone to Miami.
Yeah, I haven't been to Miami.
I gotta get to Miami.
You've never been to Miami?
I haven't either. Well, no, I went once for a football game, but I was just there for a football game.
If I have been, it was when I was younger.
You want to party in Miami?
I haven't partied in Miami yet.
Yeah, I for damn sure haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were there?
I've never been.
Oh, really?
If I have been, it was probably when I was a kid. Like you were saying, I haven't been there as an adult, unfortunately.
Have you been there as an adult?
I semi-frequently travel for work to South Florida.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Lucky
Stay there for a little bit, but I don't typically party there.
You go to the beach or anything?
No, but like the Brickell and Coral Gables area, that's more the vibe. Because if my coworkers are gonna go out, that's where they'll go.
All right, guys, it's time.
It's time.
Make your way out to Florida. Stop sleeping on Florida. We got Miami. We got Otown, baby.
Make sure you come visit us if you're coming to Orlando.
Of course. Let us know if you want to be on the pod. Shoot us a DM.
We're gonna put
That'd be sick.
address in the description below.
Stop sleeping on Florida. Make sure you spend more time with your family. And yeah, I'd say that's a wrap. That kind of sums it up. Oh, and use social media more.
Brieferize everything.
Brieferize everything.
Brieferize.
And that's going to wrap it up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you made it all the way through the video. That's crazy. That's awesome. We appreciate you. And it would be dumb of you not to like and subscribe. Otherwise, you just waste your and our time. Drop a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about in future videos. And that's going to wrap it up. Have a good one. All social medias in the description, including Yarkis. Yarkis, thank you for coming.
Thank you,
Thank you for coming, Yarkis. Hell yeah.
I can't wait to drink.
We out.